Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. I just wanted to kind of hop on here and put a message out about self-love, some huge discoveries that I've been making within myself, and about how to really truly bring things into your life that you deserve, that you know that should be in your life. And all of this really comes down to self-love. And this 222 portal that we have today is such an amazing time. It's such a powerful time actually to really harness this energy, to really allow things to come into your life, and you allow through surrender. And a massive lesson that I've had to live through and have had to experience is about how to surrender and how to really let go of control and how to just allow things to come into my life. And the only way that I've really been able to allow things and like genuinely feel like, okay, this is working, is through self-love. It's like, man, the more I pour into myself, the more attention I give myself, the workouts, the eating well, and like sleeping enough and all of these things, the more I do these things, I'm really able to recognize how much it's propelling my life forward. I'm really able to see how much it's elevating me, how much it's increasing my vibration, and therefore that vibration, as it's growing and as it's increasing, and the higher I vibe, the more supported I feel by spirit, the more I feel like things are actually working out for me and things are coming together in my life. And this is something that I really didn't understand for the longest time. Like I just, there was a lot of heaviness, there was a lot of wallowing in self-pity, there was a lot of just not really understanding why I had to go through so many challenges. And now that I've stopped questioning those challenges, and now that I really understand them from a much higher perspective, I see how it's changing my life. I see how it's propelling me into my future and into this brand new future that I really honestly don't think I would have been able to experience unless I went through this transformation. So can you allow yourself to go through a transformation and push yourself? And you will need to push yourself. I'll be like straight up, because I've had to push myself. I've really had to work on, my belief system, my mindset. Oh, huge. Like I really had to work on my mindset to bring myself out of this like sort of dark place and out of this pessimistic attitude, about things working out for me. And even though some days, you do really well and like you feel like, yeah, okay, I got this and things are working out for me, more often than not, I recognize that the childhood patterns and the childhood things, like the bad habits and the things that I learned, were really like pulling me back, wanting me to stay stuck, wanting me to, and of course the ego plays a massive role in that, just really wanting me to stay in that energy of just like shit not working out for me. And it's wow, like when you recognize that, oh my god, this is just a pattern, and it's a pattern that I can let go, and it's a pattern that I've learned, from the people that have been surrounding me throughout my life. And when you are the one that busts through that ceiling, within your family and within your friend circle, like it's huge, man. It's huge. And I think so many of us don't recognize how important it is to be willing to step up and step out of that. And sometimes it's so hard because you have to leave everything that is familiar behind, like everything, all of the bad habits, all of the friends that weren't really supportive, all of the and maybe those friends were not supportive because they had a whole bunch of bad habits that would kind of pull you into like hanging on or being attached to your own bad habits, right? And this is why sometimes we need to just shed people. Like in family members, that's a huge one. Like there were several family members that I had to cut out of my life in order to really be able to rise, to really able to move past all of their crap and everything that they were constantly projecting onto me and their view of me. And it's like, man, once you get this like real higher perspective view of yourself, and you recognize who you are, like fundamentally, and like in your soul, in your core, who you are, once you recognize that, there's no one that's ever going to tell you again who you are. Like no one is ever going to be able to to say anything really to you, because as soon as they say something that just doesn't align, that you know is not you, you're just going to be like, nah, and you're just going to dismiss that completely. You're not even going to allow it to penetrate your emotions. Like, it's not going to make you feel bad or you know, pull you down in any kind of way, because you're going to be like, man, you don't see me, like, you know, but I see me, so it's okay. And now that I do see me, I literally can have no one tell me who I am and what I am, because I feel like you don't know me. That's just what I feel like. And they don't know me, right? Because that inner growth and the work and like the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into your own self-growth, nobody really sees that, because that shit happens behind closed doors, right? That happens out of sight of the world, right? Like, the average person doesn't see that, and in most cases even your friends and family don't see that, right? But you know you did that work. And when you know that you did that work and you invested that time into yourself, into growing up, into maturing, into becoming this like super awesome version of yourself, when you've done that work, nobody can tell you different. Like, literally nobody. And when people come now with their like, I don't know, just like pessimistic worldview, or when they come to me with their opinions about like my life or how it should be, particularly family members, you know, I have learned to like just not engage and not listen to that and not take it in, because they really don't know what's right for me. I know what's right for me, and it took me a long freaking time to figure out what's right for me, and it took me a lot of soul searching and a lot of digging deep within myself to figure that out. So now there's no way anybody could tell me who I am. And that is just, it's a part of growth. That's a part of like maturing spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You know, when you really grow up in that way, and they say like life begins at 40, 100% accurate, like totally true. I feel like everything up until the age of 40, you're just kind of like practicing. Like, you're just kind of going through the motions of life. You're trying to figure out who you are, where you fit, where you don't fit, like what you don't like. That's all of your 20s and your 30s, is just sorting that shit out. And when you hit your 40s, like, you genuinely, like, now that I have, like, I genuinely feel like I'm a woman, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a woman with like confidence, and I'm a woman who like went through all the difficulty of figuring myself out, and that is what brought me to my blossoming, and that is what made me into a woman. And I feel like you really don't become that sort of adult version of yourself unless you go through those challenges and difficulties, and unless you really figure out who you are. Because in your 20s and your 30s, the whole world is trying to constantly tell you who you are. And if you're not tuned in and tapped into yourself, like if you're not, and then to spirit, of course, then you're going to believe the outside world constantly, and you're just going to be like, oh, okay, that's who I'm supposed to be. And then you're all over the place. You don't know what the frig you're doing, because you're constantly trying to listen, and you're being tugged in so many different directions from everyone's opinions. But when you hit that point where like those opinions just don't matter anymore, and you just get to this place of like, you know what, I'm good. Like, I know who I am. I'm good. And you just, when you get there, it's such an incredibly liberating feeling. It's like a genuine coming into yourself, and it's like an unfolding. I'm getting like the image of like a chrysalis, you know, of a butterfly when it's in the cocoon and it's going through that process. That's your 20s and your 30s. You're in the chrysalis, so you're in the cocoon, and you're changing, you're transforming, you're going through this process. And you know what, like, we need to assist that process. And that was something that it took me a while to figure out too. Like, how can I assist this process of growth within myself? Well, doing the right stuff, man. And sometimes doing the right stuff can be really hard. It can be really challenging, because again, we're listening to what other people are trying to tell us of what we should be doing, and not really listening to ourselves. And you know, the more I meditate, the more I go within myself. It's really interesting. The other day I had this experience, like I used to watch tarot readings like religiously, like especially, I really started through the pandemic, to be honest. And then And then it just kind of took off. Like I really kind of got obsessed with watching tarot readings all the time, and like, again, listening to, other people's opinions about like, what's right for Sag and what's right for this and that, right? And I'm like, I was doing all these tarot readings and or watching them, and now I'm recognizing like I don't even want to watch those anymore. Like I don't really care what you have to say about Sagittarius this week, because I fucking know what Sagittarius needs to be doing this week. So, and I listen to myself, like I listen to my own intuition and to my own guidance in terms of what I need to be doing, not to things outside of me or outside, like, or people outside of me, right? And their opinions. And that took a moment. Like it really took a minute to get there, to realize that actually all of that external noise coming from other people and their opinions is really nothing more than noise, and that it was really getting in the way of me actually hearing my own inner voice and my own intuition. And once you recognize that and you just kind of shut that out, you're gonna see how much your trust builds for yourself, and you really begin to trust your own decisions and your own choices, and you start to really trust like your own inner guidance, and just like you go with that flow, you stop resisting it. And that's what I really noticed for myself. Like there is no resistance within me now. Like I want to hear what my inner voice has to say. I don't want to hear what like other people have to say about me, or about the potentials of energy and whatever. I want to hear what my inner voice is guiding me, and in this very moment, right? And present moment living is another piece here that really tied in, and recognizing how important it is for me to stay in the present moment. Like I was always in the past constantly. My mind and my thoughts were always going back to, the way things were, and like the different things that I've experienced, and like how that changed me, and how that like molded me, and how some of that traumatized me. And like I was always in these like perpetuating thoughts about my past, and now I don't, like, it's just, I feel like it's so done. Like I don't want to be there. I want to be here, right here in the present moment, because all that shit's gone. Like it's done. The past is done, it's gone, it's behind me. And that's all just lessons that I was meant to learn, right? Remember I said your 20s and your 30s are all about like, it's a training ground of figuring out who you are. It's an opportunity to grow into who we truly are meant to become. So I'm in just such a different place from where I used to be, and I'm so grateful, first and foremost actually, to myself, because I did that work. No one did that work for me. I did that work, and I put in the hours and put in the time, and I still continue to put in the hours and put in the time into myself, and into growing, into learning, constantly learning about new ways of doing things, and new skincare routine, and new workout routine, and new meditation routine, like all kinds of different things. Like I'm the one who's doing that work and putting that work into myself, and man, is it paying off. And I want to encourage you to take that time and put it into yourself. Don't wait for the external world to fix your life. Don't wait for anything outside of you to like, come and rescue you, because the hero's journey is about rescuing yourself. Like, can you just rescue yourself by recognizing what you need in this present moment, and like being in the present moment, and being super conscious about like bringing yourself back here, so that you don't keep, going back to the past, so that you're not wasting time, reminiscing or thinking about things that were, or like how you wish something could be. Well, shit, make it happen. You want something, then make it happen. And that's something I, kind of didn't realize for a while. Like I was expecting things from the outside to make shit happen for me, and now I don't. Now I realize how much power I have, and how much I have the ability to take my own personal power back and make things happen for myself out of my own personal choice, because I have a desire to grow, because I have a desire to make my life better, because I have a desire to really excel, to become like the best version of myself. Like I am making these choices so consciously now, where in the past it was like, man, it's like night and day. I can't even express to you, like I'm not anywhere near the same person that I used to be. And I'm so glad that I'm not. And I'm so grateful for who I used to be, because it helps me to see contrast. It helps me to see the difference, and it really actually helps me to see how much I have grown. And that growth, man, is, you know, we need to do that, because so many of us forget to pat ourselves on the back, and so many of us forget to give ourselves credit, to celebrate those little moments and those little milestones, and to celebrate each time that you're doing something awesome for yourself that is growing you and nurturing you, and that's filling your own cup, right? The more you do that, the more you practice loving on yourself and really honoring your own needs, and honoring everything that is important to you personally. The more that you do that, the more that you're going to find that you're just not going to need all of this external stuff and all of these external opinions and all of this external validation and all of this external fluff, you know, that really is, I find so much of it is just illusion. You're just not going to need it, because you're going to be full. You're going to be full, so full that you're going to be just overflowing, and people are going to see that, and they're going to recognize it, and they're going to be like, I don't know what she's doing, man, but I want to do whatever she's doing because she looks pretty happy, right? Like, just love yourself. That is my message for this February 22nd, for this 222 portal that is currently open. And 22, by the way, is a master of manifestor number. So this is an excellent day to manifest your heart's desires, to spend time contemplating on what you actually want to manifest, what you want to bring into fruition, into your 3D existence, into your everyday life, what kind of life you want to have. This is the time. And all of this month, and actually next month, is like March is like powerhouse month, 100%. But even right now, we have such incredibly strong manifesting energies that are just amplifying. So like amplifying your thoughts, amplifying your feelings. So be very, very mindful of what you're thinking and what you're feeling today, because that's what you're going to get more of. So be happy and focus on all of the things that are already in your life, even if things aren't perfect, okay? And it's okay that it's not perfect, but just, can you focus on the things that you do have and celebrate those? And you know what, like, I'm here, man, and I'm breathing and I'm alive and I'm healthy and I can do things. Okay, I don't have everything necessarily that I want maybe in my life, but you know what, I'm just gonna be grateful for the things I do have. Like, can you get into that attitude today? Because if you do, it's really going to help propel you forward. It's gonna push you into March with this like new energy of like, yeah, let's go. Because the universe wants nothing more, and it's something I've really come to understand. The universe wants nothing more than for us to be happy, for us to be abundant, for us to be prosperous, for us to truly have all of our needs met. And I'm talking all of our needs met. Love, money, home, you know, relationships, friends, like everything. The universe wants to bring all of those things to you. Do you allow it? Can you allow it? And you allow it through staying open and through getting into that self-love and working on yourself, and keep putting all of your attention and your focus on making yourself better. That's how you allow it. Because the more you increase your vibration through your own self-love, and the more you fill your own cup, the more the universe is just going to keep delivering and delivering and delivering to you everything that you have ever wanted. So focus today, okay, on everything that you desire. Be grateful for the things that you have, and then be grateful for the things that you want, because when you get into gratitude, that attitude of gratitude magnetizes those things to you. It's like you're saying to the universe, thank you, because I already have it. Sure, it's not tangibly in my hand, but I know energetically it's already swirling in my vortex. So it's like a matter of any minute now kind of thing that it can literally plop into my life. And the more that I just believe that, and the more that I think that, it really truly can just come into my life. So I'm going to leave you with that message for this beautiful 222 energy today. Manifest your hearts out, babies, because this is go time. And this year, 2023, is like the year of champions, man. This is the year of like 0 to hero for so many of us. And, you know, if you can just recognize that going from 0 to hero is going to take work. And if you can recognize that that work that you're doing, no matter how hard it is, will really get you to your hero's journey, then you got it down. then you're going to have everything that you truly want. So stay hopeful, keep dreaming, and just know that you absolutely deserve all of the love, the abundance, and the prosperity that you are currently seeking. And the more you give it to yourself, the faster the universe will also deliver it from the external world. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Do hit a subscribe and a like on your way out if you like this content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.